Go into our garage now. It's 24 feet wide, a nice sized garage. I don't know what the depth is, maybe 30 feet, but there's plenty of room here. And if you didn't have a work area built on your garage and you wanted that water system, you will see that if you would have placed a design of your house, your crawl space door on the other side of the steps, you have plenty of room in here to put even your sink and your geothermal echo unit, heat exchanger, and your water heater, softener, pressure tank. Just like they went through the wall there for that piece of pipe plumbing, they could do the whole unit here. You no longer have to carry your bags downstairs or anywhere. You got it right where the trunk of your car is, where even if you don't have the salt dolly lifting them for you, you don't have them very far to carry. So you've got plenty of room in your garage on an interior wall to place your water system and make your life better. We've got coat racks for keep our winter work clothes here, summer work clothes here. This is the dog's chair. He rests. He does a lot of resting. This is a blackboard. I put events in our life here. Big red oak, we planted that September of 1915. Pressure tank we put in at that would be April of 2016. The cement job 5 times, 624, 711, 722, 819, 92 of 2016. Annually 4/1 change the furnace filter, 4/1 turn on the outside faucets, October 1 turn off the outside faucets and drain, change the flag, keep track of how many salt bags we use, Buckeyes football scores. Just a nice little blackboard. Plenty of cupboard and storage space in the garage. Very nice. This is something funny. You'll get a kick out of it. It's called the Perfect Man. My dad had this 50 years ago in a garage. Now, there is a man who never drinks, nor smokes, nor chews, nor swears. He never gambles, never flirts, and shuns all sinful snares. He's paralyzed. There is a man who never does anything that is not right. His wife can tell just where he is at morning, noon, and night. He's dead. And my brother thought I always got away with stuff, so he wrote on the bottom of this when we were kids, "It's Tom Carter alive." So it's a nice little funny thing. I kind of like to keep it around. Here's something that's nice. My dad invented this. It's a softener salt tub. It's got a board across the top with holes in it and slots back here, and another board about right here with the same holes and slots, and I'm holding it up. And you put every tool that we need here: shovel, yard rake, garden rake, a little puller, lawn rake, another little stabber puller, snow shovels, hose, you name it, pruners and trimmers. But that little tub there sure makes your walls clean as far as leaning them up against the walls and everything, so that's a nice idea. Over here we got 2x3 plastic trim boards. And what the future use of them is, if you look up here at these ceilings, you'll see cracks forming every 4 feet. And within about 10-15 years, they're going to be pronounced. And you can see this is a nice ceiling, needs to be taken care of. Now, I did this at the other house. I'm going to take them 2x3 boards and put them up and kind of put a trim board across that crack to make it look nice and hide those cracks. Not a big job or anything, might take an afternoon, but that's what those trim boards are for. Now this cardboard tube is something unique too. You'll see the tires and how I'm parking my car in here. You see how the tires are here? Well, when I back up, that rear end's going to swing away, and guess what happens? As that moves away from that garage door, there's much more clearance for this mirror. You drive straight in and straight out, you're always coming close with this mirror. You park your car in the garage like this, where I'll basically show you the path of how this car is parked. That white car comes in from this side, and it pulls over here, and I aim for that cardboard tube. I try to hit it, but for months I have not been able to hit it. I must come close to it, but when you pull in here, then you kind of turn away out like that. Then when you back out, You're going to back away from that wall here on your garage door, and you're always, I'd say, at least 1.5 feet, 2 feet away without even trying of your mirror clearing that. And the same with the my wife's car. She will pull it in from this side over here and angle it in here. Just everybody else pulls them straight in. This way works really good. She'll pull in right from over here, and she'll aim for these steps. She never even gets close to them, and then she kind of angles it away, and that's the way to park a car. When she backs out, her rear end's going to go out that way. This mirror's going to be 1.5 feet, 2 feet away from that garage door. The other nice thing about parking like this is usually there's plenty of door clearance here in the middle. You can open up your door. You can be careless and thoughtless sometime and not hit the other car because you've angled away from each other in the front here. Both of these doors have plenty of clearance. Other things in the garage is these steps we made. There used to be just one step that went into the house. We made 2 steps here. Used plenty of deck screws to make sure there's no squeaks on anything. We put indoor-outdoor carpeting on it. And it looks really nice. Same with our crawl space door going into the crawl space. That's really nice. It used to be real heavy 2x6s there. I put a 3/4 inch thick plywood, and we never step on this, but even if you were, it'll hold you in case you made a mistake. And then we put another step here. That used to be nothing there, just a big drop off down, and did this. They both came out nice looking and everything. Just some ideas on how the landing. We come out of here and we go out here most of the times. The only thing about indoor-outdoor carpeting is every piece of filt sticks to it. So we cut rubber runners material and formed them over it, and we took these off to show you how they were made, but we usually have a rubber runner, cut the size over them. That makes cleaning extremely easily, and you just sweep it off or take a rag and wipe it off. Here's something that's kind of nice and handy. I made an old snow shovel that was wore out. I just took some screws, attached it to a furniture dolly, and put a piece of carpet on it, and this is what we pull out to the trash on Friday mornings. Makes it much easier and much cheaper than buying whatever's on sale. So that's just kind of the garage. Plenty of cupboard space in here. I've got a motto: if you don't use it, get rid of it. Sentimental things, you'll find that your sons and daughters, when you die, all they do is throw it in the trash anyway. So if you don't use it, get rid of it. I don't store anything in my attic. I don't store anything in my crawl space. It's just a courtesy to my sons when I die, that instead of having to move 10 trailers of stuff, their life is easier, and there's no sense in holding it anyway. So if you're kind of looking for a house layout between the back patio, the concrete job on the perimeter, the garage here, they're all ideas. We're going to go up in the attic next time, next film, and show you some things up there that needs some thought about. As I pulled the trash dolly away, I saw my drain. Now this is very important too. Since we moved in, we could open that door and go in the house, and for just a little bit we could smell something. And once you were in the house 5 seconds, you couldn't smell it anymore. But every time you went in, there's something here. What is it? And just enough you knew it was there. And some guests that come in could smell it, some didn't. We'd always ask after they got in, did you smell anything there? Some of them said yeah, some of them said no. But what it was this drain goes out to field tile. And we had a guest come, and he worked on field tiles. He says, plug that drain and see if that smell goes away. So we put a plug, a little $5 plug in there. It expands, crank it down and it expands and seals, and that smell disappeared. Now we asked all kinds of professionals for months, heating people, plumbing people, everybody said, what do you think that's coming from? Nobody could figure that out. We had cardboard in the crawl space before we redid it. And we thought, well, maybe the cardboard was molding and coming up. So Dad had cardboard down there, about a half a trailer of it. And we took it out and we thought, well, maybe that's it. But that wasn't it either. So our friend that told us about the field tile, and we plugged that and the smell went away. So if you ever have a smell in your house that's mystifying and nobody can figure out what it is, go directly to that drain if you have one in the garage and put a plug in it, seal it up. Now it's easy to take in and out if you want to wash your car, but plug it, and I will just about bet that you've just found what the source of that odor was. The ventilation in the house would draw it in through the doors just enough because of the ventilation, and it also did the same thing in the crawl space. The first time you went down a crawl space, you smelled it. So check out, if you have a smell problem, check out that drain in your garage. Up and saw a couple things that is a nice accent finish look to the garage. You see our garage door opener there. I put some white plastic trim up through the wire where it used to be just dangling there. Also on the wires coming down to the garage door openers on the side of the wall, I put plastic trim up and down here on each side, and it gave it a nice finished look. Another thing I just looked at and saw was, you look at these black bases on these lamps. You can see where the bees every year come and congregate there. And I'll show you around the back of the house. The bees and the wasps, I have to spray twice a year to keep them from hiding. I believe they see the dark spot and think that's a hole, and they congregate there. Now, what I would suggest is what I have on the back here. Up there, they, for some reason, on the east eaves they accumulate. And on my dry erase board, I write down 3 dates that I spray. And the middle of July is one of those dates, so I've got to spray in the next day or two there, just to prevent them. Now you see that light there with a white base. We never see bees or anything around here. I do believe those black bases from a distance, a wasp leaks, there's a hole there. And if you notice bees and wasps in the different wood frames, they'll try to buzz and get into those wood holes. So I believe the dark spot on those bases, on those lights out front, draw them in. And I would recommend, if you build a house, put a white base on those lights instead of dark, and it possibly may keep you from getting the wasp problems we have consistently every year around them black bases.